Rick and Morty, Pokémon. Alright, we're kicking things off with the first puzzle from Impact Merch, the Rick and Morty 1000 piece Adult Swim Edition. I'll admit, I've never actually watched the show, but the artwork on this one is bright, bold, and very sci-fi looking, which really grabbed my attention. As you can see, this is a new puzzle I've never built before, so I'm excited to see how it goes. Let's jump into the build, and I'll share my thoughts and impressions once it's all assembled. As this puzzle wraps up, here are a few things I found while researching it. Rick and Morty is a sci-fi comedy created by Justin Roiland and Dan Harmon, first released in 2013. It follows Rick, a chaotic genius scientist, and his grandson Morty on wild, dimension-hopping adventures. I've never watched the show myself, this is all just from research, but the bright, quirky artwork really comes to life once the puzzle's finished. The puzzle is from Impact Merch, designed in Sydney and manufactured in China. The box feels premium, but some pieces had a strange texture, and there were plenty of false fits, the kind where the wrong piece clicks in perfectly until the real one suddenly doesn't fit. For the price, there are smoother puzzles out there, but as a fan puzzle, it's still colorful and fun to work through. Now I'll collapse it and rebuild it in a more structured way before we head into Pokémon. I'm really looking forward to this next build, a 1000 piece Pokemon puzzle from Impact Merch. By the way, if you haven't seen my 5000 piece Pokemon Ravensburger build, definitely check that out after this one. This puzzle is brand new and sealed, and I think it will go together faster than the Rick and Morty one. It has 6 really distinct color sections, so I'm planning to sort by those from the start to speed up the build and make everything more organized. The bright colors and iconic Pokemon characters really make this one stand out, and I can already tell it's going to be fun to work on. I've loved Pokemon since I was a kid, so I'm excited to dive in and see it come together. Once the build is complete, we'll unpack the artwork, talk about the puzzle quality, and share my full thoughts on the puzzle. As this Pokemon puzzle nears completion, let's talk a little bit about the franchise itself. Pokemon began in the mid-1990s as a pair of video games from Nintendo, Game Freak, and Creatures, and quickly grew into one of the biggest entertainment franchises in the world, spanning games, cards, TV shows, movies, toys, and more. Over the last few decades, it's built an enormous global cult following with millions of fans, young and old. The brand is still going strong today, and Pokemon merchandise, especially collectible items like puzzles, cards, and limited editions, can be worth a lot to fans and collectors depending on rarity and demand. This 1000-piece Impact Merch puzzle features 6 really iconic Gen 1 Pokemon. Up front is the hero of the series, Pikachu, along with the original starter trio, Bulbasaur, Charmander, and Squirtle. It also includes fan favorites Eevee and Mewtwo, which gives the whole image a strong classic Pokemon feel. A quick note on the puzzle quality: it has the same texture issues I noticed on the Rick and Morty one. Some pieces have this slightly odd, almost dirty look to them up close, and at first I even wondered if it might be glow-in-the-dark ink, but it isn't. You can see exactly what I mean in the close-up footage on the screen right now. The puzzle also uses basically one main piece shape, 2 ins and 2 outs across the whole interior, which naturally leads to quite a lot of false bits. For the price, there are definitely smoother, higher quality puzzles out there, but as a fan puzzle, it's still colorful, fun, and totally fine if you can pick it up at a decent price. The quality isn't a deal breaker, just something to keep in mind. Overall, this was a fun build and a great piece for Pokemon fans. I'm super happy with my time of 5 hours, 42 minutes and 28 seconds. Definitely a fast and easy 1000-piece puzzle. And that wraps up both builds for today. The Rick and Morty and the Pokemon 1000-piece Impact Merch puzzles. 2 very different styles, 2 very different challenges, but both really fun to put together. I hope you enjoyed watching these come to life as much as I enjoyed building them. Whether you're new here or a long-time viewer, thank you for checking out the channel. Your comments, likes, and feedback are always appreciated and really help shape future builds. If you want to see more, feel free to check out my Puzzles Builds playlist. I'm steadily adding new builds as the channel grows. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next build.